Hey everyone, welcome to The Patch.
Hello.
This week brought to you by Gus. I told him that like 10 seconds before we went live. How'd you play that so fast?
Impressive.
That's funny. That's really good.
Yeah.
Why'd you flip that thing?
You got it.
We got Gus.
Meg.
Ryan.
Did
Damn it, we gotta quit doing that.
Did you say flop?
A flop.
I can only think of clop now.
Yeah, I know.
You're stuck on clopping.
We're talking
Oh, no,
about
it's going to flip.
we were talking about clopping right before the
Yeah, I have a story about
the
my
patch
little,
started.
my little porny.
Yeah, so video game stuff. I feel like this week has a little more news than last week. Last week was pretty slow.
Slightly,
I thought.
yeah.
I feel like this week has kind of slowed down, though, a little bit.
As long as we got
me.
60 minutes worth of stuff to talk about, that's all I care.
Oh, this is my hand. Hi. I just discovered my hand
Wait, no,
was
go
floating
back.
there in the front.
Go back. Yeah.
Meg, why?
That was such a long setup for such a lackluster thing to do.
The patch.
Hey!
There's a screenshot. So the big thing, of course, Windows 10 launched today.
Yes.
It did.
Is that the big thing?
that's
Nobody's
a big
talking
thing.
about it.
I think
We're
lots of
talking
people.
about it
We're talking
right
about it right
now.
now. It's our lead story.
Great. All right.
Dateline, July 29th.
That's like saying like My Little Pony porn is like everybody's talking about it because we were just talking
It's
about
on
it.
the people's
Jack?
minds, Meg.
Yeah, so Windows 10, I really don't give a fuck, but apparently you can
All
stream
right.
Xbox games now from the Xbox One to your Windows computer on the same network.
That and DirectX 12 is really the main two things for gaming.
Does your Xbox and PC have to be on the same network, or could you do
Yes.
it? Oh.
As far as I understand, it has to be directly accessible. So even with the situation we ran into when I was trying to test it out here was just to get our NATs open, we actually have a separate subnet dedicated purely for our Xboxes. So I had to actually swap my computer to that subnet, even though it's on the same LAN, but that is enough network distance for it not to be able to traverse.
I'm so hard right now.
Yeah.
Nat.
I want to get my clop on.
I'm gonna clap so hard after this.
Okay, so they have to be on the same subnet. So what happens if they're not? Like your
don't see
computer just didn't see it?
Yeah, it just didn't recognize that it was there, even if I gave it the IP address, which makes sense because it wasn't on the same subnet.
I saw a headline. Please tell me about it. That it apparently like broadcasted your Wi-Fi password. What was that about?
What?
I will Google it.
You Google that.
You need to tell, well, I didn't try. Neither device was on Wi-Fi at the time, so
Yeah, look it up while I vamp, because I have more complicated
vamp.
questions.
yes.
So
That's not vamp. That's continuing the story.
what if your PC, this is a super niche scenario,
Yeah.
I realize that. What if your PC's multi-homed and you have like two different IPs and your preferred route is not the route with the subnet that your Xbox is on?
I have not seen any real advanced method of setting up this connection. It's basically going to do whatever network broadcast that it does, and it sees it or it doesn't. It was pretty easy. It picked up every Xbox One on that subnet as soon as I flipped my computer to it.
Oh God, do you have to authorize it, or could you just start streaming anybody's Xbox in the building?
Well, I think I could grab any Xbox in the building if there's some settings on the Xbox that are relevant, I believe, to this, which is there's one that says, I'm kind of curious actually if this applies, but there's one that says for like smart glass connections that only a profile that's signed in on that Xbox can access it from a smart glass device. I'm hoping that this falls under that same umbrella. You could also just completely disable game streaming on the Xbox itself. There's a toggle preference that just says don't let it stream.
All right. So here's the story. Apparently, Windows 10 has a feature called Wi-Fi Sense, and unless you opt out, it will by default share your Wi-Fi network password with any contacts you may have listed in Outlook and Skype, and with an opt-in, your Facebook friends as well. It doesn't send them the password directly. It shares an encrypted version of the password, but allows anyone you have listed as a contact to hop on your Wi-Fi network automatically.
That doesn't sound like a feature. That sounds like a,
Like a bug.
It's
well,
not terrible.
It's
I
clearly
mean, like,
someone thought it was a good idea, but
it's like if your friends come over and you don't want to have to constantly give them the Wi-Fi password. I mean, it seems super.
Hold on, let me add you on Outlook so you can get on my Wi-Fi.
I don't even let visitors at my place get on my Wi-Fi. Like, I have a separate Wi-Fi for people who come visit.
Are you?
I don't want them
You're
touching.
a business.
Like, it's like you all can use guest.
Gus House Guest.
A Gus House is for Gus.
Gus House Guest.
Yeah. So y'all.
no. Here's the real question:
There
do
it is,
you have it
Wi-Fi.
metered? Do you bandwidth limit
No, I
the
did
guest
not.
network? No?
I've got enough data.
Is Esther allowed on Gus House, or is she also on Gus?
She's in Gus' house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we gotta share stuff. Our
is
device
Gus'
I
house
was like,
talk.
get married, but it's like, then I let her on Gus.
Yeah,
House.
I let her in. I gave her my web key with this key ID wed. Thank you. I heard someone sigh.
That was
They
a sigh.
coughed. It was
Right?
like a cough.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know. I feel like I don't want anyone visiting my place to bring like an infected computer or like a virus that they'll then spread
fair.
to
Bringing
other
your
stuff.
computer to your house.
Laptops.
Do you ever have? Well, I guess I don't
Yeah.
really take my laptop.
I
to
thought people
people's
don't
houses.
come to your house.
That's also true.
It's rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But that one
If
time.
I ever come over, I'm gonna come with like a desktop and a laptop.
You just
and
see me
get
sweating,
everything.
just like,
But before, she's going to go visit a lot of raunchy
Oh,
porn
yeah.
sites. So she gets infected with anything
so much
out there.
clop
Gonna get
going
some
on.
I got the clop. I gotta take some penicillin for a couple of weeks.
You go to like a My Little Pony convention, and then you have to take penicillin to get like the clop.
What are you taking the medicine for? I got the clop. I got the fever.
I also like that somebody would just tell somebody else, I got the clop. No big deal.
Little clop. It'll
Yeah.
clear up. It'll
NBD.
be all right. Yeah. No, it's good.
So yeah, Windows 10. I mean, there's a big push. It's cool that it's now free to update if you have
For the next
pretty
year.
much if you have a legal Windows license already. You can, and you've bought Windows in the last 6 or 7 years. It seems like you can probably upgrade for free.
For a year.
For the first year.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, I thought. But yeah, I mean, I guess at some point you deserve
What do you
to
think
make
the
some
update's
money.
going to cost after the year? It's like $100 to update.
Yeah, it's like
That's
Windows 10
actually
was
probably
free.
about, yeah.
Service Pack 1 is $35.
Yeah, exactly.
But as far as game streaming goes, it did. We tested it out, and I ran a little bit of Destiny because I figured an FPS would be where you felt it the most if there was some pronounced latency. And it was just a tad squishy. Like I could feel a little bit there. Mm-hmm. You're laughing at squishy, but squishy is the best way to describe it I can think of. It's
When you
just, it
told me
feels
that,
squishy.
I was like, okay, what does squishy mean? That the controls have a slight lag, or that there's video
Yeah.
compression artifacts?
both. It
I
is-
really just thought like can't squishy.
No, it just feels squishy. I don't know how else to describe it. Like you move the thumbstick, it's like your brain knows it's not quite right, but it's close enough that your eyes are like, I'm
I
on
buy it.
board.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I was able to do. I took down a wolf pack real quick, and it was okay. Like I can feel it. Some people probably won't, and some people will feel it way worse than I do. But it's playable, especially if you're doing something not FPS. I think it's totally usable. That being said, I was playing it on a network, so wired network, so not wireless at all. I'll have to check that out when I get home. And the video compression is definitely noticeable.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I was expecting, but it's definitely there.
Also, the kind of weird thing is, well, not weird, that sort of makes sense, but so your PC controller obviously now controls the Xbox, but the Xbox screen stays on if it happens to be on. So if your TV is on, they're watching whatever you're doing on the Xbox.
So it's like
No
display
clop.
mirroring.
So no clopping, yeah.
Xbox.
Clomping? Clop? Is it clopping or clopping?
Clopping.
Clopping.
There's no M.
Okay, clopping.
And then there's other. It's of course it's irrelevant, but you can't run Netflix while streaming. Like that's
Yeah.
the first thing I tried. I was like, can you run Netflix on the Xbox when it's being streamed to the PC?
Which would just be a weird
I
thing
can't even
anyway.
we can't even get Netflix to work properly at home ever
Really?
on our Xbox One. It's Gavin's Xbox One. So.
Oh, well, that's your problem.
But I can't imagine trying to get the Xbox One to do two things at once without.
Well,
screwing
you
it.
can't stream it because of the license.
It's like an
HTTP.
HTTP issue. Yeah, it just says you need to stop streaming
Right. You
to
can't
your PC.
stream this, yeah. Which, I mean, again, yeah, why would you ever...
Right, you can just open up a web browser and just go to Netflix.
Unless you were like doing something really interesting, like, oh, I'm tunneling through to my friend's network and I'm connecting to his Xbox because he has Netflix and I don't have Netflix. So that'd be the only reason I would say you might want to do something like that.
I like to imagine you as like a secret spy, like dressed all in black, like, oh, I'm tunneling through to my friend's Xbox.
into his Xbox and steal his Netflix.
So that makes me think of something else. In the Xbox One's network settings, can you configure a VPN or for it to connect to a VPN connection? Like, could you
Never tried.
remotely tunnel somewhere? I don't think you can. I think you can. Yeah, I don't think you can.
This
but
is a
it'd be
new
interesting.
segment
could
called
establish-
Xbox One Hackers.
I mean, you could use your computer to create a network bridge.
Yeah. Just wondering if you could just eliminate the computer, just do it straight with the Xbox.
I don't know.
Probably not. I doubt. I can't see any reason they would want that feature in there.
Yeah,
It would-
really.
it's only nefarious purposes.
That's true. Yeah, there's not a single. Well,
I got to connect to my work
No.
VPN to play Xbox One. No, nobody's doing that.
well, that's what they got the good internet over there, right? Oh,
How dare you?
clock the mic.
I clopped the mic. Yeah, so Windows 10, it's there. It's free.
And then DirectX 12, which I haven't had a chance to really play around with a whole lot, but the main benefit, as I understand it, is DirectX 12 allows a lot faster a significant reduction in the amount of CPU usage for gaming. So more of the load can be taken by the GPU than it was previously kind of getting hung up, which most games these days aren't really limited GPU or CPU wise. So you'll see some improvement, but not a whole lot, I don't think.
But yeah, so an existing game wouldn't be able to take advantage of that, right? It would have to be
Anything that's
optimized.
going through DirectX will be able to
Oh,
take
really?
advantage of it. Yeah.
So even like an old DirectX 9 or 10 optimized game.
I'm not 100% on that.
Okay.
But I think, obviously, DirectX 12 titles, yes. But I think just the way that DirectX is set up in 12, it actually will be backwards compatible.
Well, that would be enough reason for me to want to upgrade then. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll try it.
Do you have a lot of
CPU
CPU limiting games?
No.
Yeah.
But it seems like if you can eliminate bottlenecks at all, that would be
Yeah.
a benefit.
I'll do some tests. Hopefully next week I can report on what frame rate I'm seeing in 12 versus 11.
I've started playing a lot more games on my PC than I had in the past, and I just I can't. I have there's so many like things I forgot about, like so many like little quirks you have to worry about,
like smooth frame rates,
or
and,
like
high
playing a game
resolution,
and wondering like why. Normally this game plays 60 frames a second. Why is it so stuttery now? You know what the fuck's going on? Let me reboot. Okay, reboot. My game's still fucking up.
What are you doing to your
stuttering? What's wrong? Why is SLI disabled on my drivers? Oh, right, I did a driver upgrade because I fucking upgraded my drivers. SLI got disabled. Why?
That sounds like a pebcac to me.
Oh, what?
A pebcac. Problem exists between chair and computer.
I did not fucking disable my own SLI. Fucking NVIDIA driver upgrade disabled my SLI.
Oh, my SLI wasn't working. I had to make do with 780? What is it?
Yeah,
is it 780 or 980?
1780.
Oh,
The game was choppy.
how is it
What were
choppy?
we
What were
playing?
you
We were playing
playing?
Batman?
Heroes of the Storm.
Of course
that
you
was,
were.
That was choppy on a single 780? What
It
are you
was.
running it at?
Oh, like extreme.
Ultra,
Like
yeah.
everything turned up all the way.
Well, really, the SLI is more of a use to just higher resolution. It's not going to
1080.
dramatically increase your performance at 1080.
Yeah. I can tell you, as soon as I re-enabled it, it started playing much better.
All right.
I don't know if there's a setting. I don't know if the game was expecting it because it had previously run on SLI, or if there's like a config or something. I don't know. But as soon as I re-enabled it, it was totally fine again. I was surprised too, actually, that it was so choppy on 1780 because I can play it on my MacBook Air, which has a fucking shitty integrated
Right.
Intel GPU, and that plays fine there. So I don't
Maybe you
know.
had some setting or something.
Yeah, there's got to be something else going on. But anyway, yay, PC gaming. It's fine. It is what it is.
Wow.
Angry.
Consoles are so much easier.
Yeah, because they suck.
That should be the new PC Master Race slogan. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Take it or leave it. So Razer bought Ouya,
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
and then immediately there was like a shitstorm
Yeah, shit hit the fan.
because Ouya had promised to pay a bunch of indie developers to make titles for their platform, and then they were like, "Oh no, we got bought, so we don't have to pay that money anymore."
Which was in the contract. If they got bought, apparently the contract said they didn't have to pay the money.
right.
So they did get shafted, but it was a legal shafting. But then everybody started getting angry. Then Razer came back and said, "We will." Wait, then Ouya came back and was like, "Well, there's going to be a new Ouya ARM or something. You should contact them, not us." And then Razer came back and was like, "We're going to pay people." Sort of. It was like this giving away free copies stuff. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was like a weird
really
marketing thing.
strange. It was like if you were promised $10,000 and you just decide to sell your game for $10, then you have to give away 1,000 copies
So.
to make up $10,000.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess Razer will pay you the $10,000, but only if you give away 1,000 copies of your game.
I guess that's better than not getting $10,000.
Right. It's really strange. It seems like they're still cutting their legs out from under them to make money on the game.
I guess so to back up, basically it was a program right that Ouya established that they were going to try to get more game I can't talk today. I think I've been Windows 10'd in my brain. They're trying to get more game developers on board, so they were going to match up to a certain point is up to like 250,000.
Yeah, as long as your game made $50,000 in
On
funding,
Kickstarter.
yeah, on Kickstarter, then they would match up to that. But it was 50% when there was a beta ready, 25% when the game came out, and 25% when the exclusivity period ended, because they'd have the game exclusive to Ouya for 6 months.
Gotcha.
Or PC. I think at first it was just Ouya, and then they relaxed it so it could be Ouya or PC for the first 6 months. And then they got bought.
Yeah, and then they said that they have to give those copies away on the Razer Cortex storefront.
Right.
So it's not even like through any distribution method. It has to be through their own storefront.
Also, if I remember, we were only talking about there was $1 million fund that was set up. Well, allegedly.
Yeah.
And it was only 27 developers that were accepted into the program, right? So it's not like we're talking hundreds of developers that need to be.
It's still a sizable chunk
No,
of
I
money.
mean it's not good. That was one of those things, though, when you start reading the story, it's like, oh, we're talking about 27. We're not talking about hundreds of developers out here that are getting shafted. So it seems like it's not a good situation. I'm glad they're getting something out of it. Ouya has always been kind of, to me, sort of shady, right?
Yeah, I think we called it from the very beginning on the patch.
It was like no one could figure out why it was going to exist because there wasn't really that much of a demand for a Android gaming TV top device, obviously. I mean, even Razer's only getting it for Asian markets.
That's a fucking great segue. God, you fucking nailed it. You didn't even know that's what I was going to go for. So I was thinking the same thing. You know, why is it that they bought Ouya when it doesn't seem like this is a platform that's taking off? And then I read another article that said China officially ended the entire ban on consoles in China. I was like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Right,
An
something
emerging
ready to
market,
go.
Right,
that
it's
they
a
can
very
just throw
low
out.
cost, got a ton of a back catalog, a ton of titles on it. It's like, yeah, of course, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I
Throw
assume
it to
it'll be very
China.
targeted for, the billion plus people who live there. That's a huge market.
Well, do you think that they were really depressed when, at the same time, China repeals the ban on PlayStation and Xbox One? So now it's like, oh, all the consoles come on in. They're like, damn it, we had it.
Yeah, well, they got a little head start. Plus, I think it's a different market. Xboxes and PlayStations cost significantly more than the price point for the Ouya. The games are also different, so I think they can coexist. I think they're different markets, but it'll be interesting to see. I think ultimately, obviously the lower cost one will probably spread more,
Yeah.
and gain more traction.
Well, that was what they thought when they made the Ouya, but
Yeah. I love how it was like Razer bought Ouya and everyone was like, really? It was,
you could do that?
that's still a thing?
Yeah, apparently they didn't stop. No one told them.
Yeah. They're in the factory like, everyone's going to love our stuff.
I wonder what they bought it for. Was it like a handshake and a box of Cracker Jacks? Or?
Yeah, I don't think any of the details of the actual deal were disclosed, but I've been trying to find them. It's like you think that when they saw the $1 million, they were like, "Fuck, that's way more than we paid." It's like now we're getting screwed. It's like all the hidden charges.
Well, some
Took
of them
somebody
had
up
been
for a
paid off.
sandwich and now I own Ouya and now I got to pay $1 million.
It's like when you book like an airplane ticket. It's like, what government surcharges, taxes? Oh, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like you got all that extra money in.
Absolutely.
Well, some of the developers did actually get paid, so it wasn't 100% unpaid.
The $1 million. So it wasn't that like Razer's going to have to pay $1 million.
Right, yeah. No, I think, that being said, I think, if I remember, it was like 600,000 was still outstanding.
Yeah.
So, you still got... Hey, but you
Sizable
paid
difference.
400,000. Let's look on the bright side,
Yeah.
right? That's 40%. Right off the... Yeah, no, that's bad.
It's too bad. 40% is almost 50%, and 50% is almost half.
This is like me when I'm
Almost.
working out and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a third of the way, which is almost half of the way.
Yeah. So you're almost done.
I'm almost done.
You're closer to the end than the beginning.
And then you just die.
So have you played that? I didn't even know it was coming out already. That new King's Quest game.
No, and I saw a bunch of articles about it. I was like, oh my gosh, we were just talking about this on the patch.
I thought it was still really far off. I didn't realize it was already coming out.
Yeah.
Jeff was playing it actually in the office.
How did it look?
Looks, well, I have a problem with the new King's Quest, and that is that I remember playing the old King's Quests, the side-scrollers, and then they made King's Quest 7, I think, where you were the princess, and they moved into more of that 3D space, and it didn't work very well for the game. So I'm looking at it now and going, is it going to be okay? But it's Jeff seems to be okay with it. Still apparently maintains the tradition of potential for gruesome death,
Great.
which is very King's Questian, where anything you can do can go wrong for you very rapidly. Other than that, I don't know, it looks all right.
Yeah, it's also episodic, right?
It is
Like
episodic.
This is episode 1 that came out. I'm
Yeah.
so over it.
You're over episodic. You're
content.
done.
I didn't even play this most recent Game of Thrones episode. I'm gonna wait
I
till it's all
haven't
done.
either.
I'm gonna replay the whole thing. I'm not gonna play any more Tales from the Borderlands. What else is out there? Is that it? Those are the two right now.
Life
right?
is Strange is episodic.
Life is Strange. I'm waiting on also. I played the first 2 episodes of that. I was like, I can't. I just can't anymore. You take a stand. Stop.
You're like non-pre-ordering now.
If from the beginning there was a clear release schedule for every episode that was very clearly defined and wasn't a huge gap between them, I'd be a lot more on board.
Yeah.
This whole, here's the first one, the next one's coming out, eventually. No, it's bullshit. No one should be allowing that anymore. They've abused us way too long. Time
I
to
agree.
stand up.
I mean, it's been not great. But, I mean, in most cases, you're buying them individually, too. So, unless you bought a season pass, which a lot of people do, but...
Well, I assume most people would if you're
Yeah,
gonna
but
play
like
the
you're not
fucking
gonna.
game.
Yeah, I mean, I understand if you play 1 and then decide not to play the rest of the series, but you're not gonna play 1 through 4 and not play 5.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, so you'll wait. You'll be
Yeah,
there.
but I would be much happier if it were like, because I think they're going for almost like a television feel. So go for once a week. Once a week, I get to sit down and
Yep.
play The Walking Dead.
I was hoping when Telltale announced, that they were doing The Wolf Among Us and Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead, that it would be a deal where they were all regularly released, where it's like, once a month you got one of them, or once every 2 weeks you got one of them. That way, at least you were still, revisiting the content. But no, it's still.
I would just love it if they did. Okay, this is the Walking Dead season, and it's gonna go, 1 every 2 weeks or whatever. Then Game of Thrones starts, and that's 1 every 2 weeks. And then The Wolf Among Us starts, and it's 1 every
So
2
it's like-
weeks.
Yeah.
So it's like as soon as one game ends, well, maybe this isn't. I don't want to play this one, but in 6 weeks another one will start, and maybe I can get on that.
So it really
train.
is like you said, like a TV show.
Yeah.
Like you go through your season, then it's in the off season,
Yeah.
and another show, a mid-season
That's what I
replacement
want.
pops in.
Unfortunately, I don't think the way the development works really syncs up with the way TVs work. I don't think the...
Then don't make fucking episodic games.
Well,
I
would you rather
agree.
they
Make
called
the
it, like-
whole fucking game and then release it one chunk at a time. Be done with it before you start releasing it. Also, don't
Okay.
start making shit I don't want, Telltale, because I love you. And it comes
What
from
are
a
they
place
making
of
that you
hurt.
don't want?
They're making a new Walking Dead game that nobody fucking wants. Everybody wants season 3. We want to know what's happening to Clem. Now they're making some motherfucking Walking Dead game. And they were like, Walking Dead fans, at E3, we got something real big for
Yeah,
you. It's a game you don't fucking want.
Yeah, I mean, I was skeptical when they announced 400 days. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know about this. And I
Yep.
played it. I was like, yep, that was not what I wanted.
See, I was okay with it. I was
Nope.
like, oh, you know what? I'm okay with it. Also, I think it's because I interviewed a handsome developer.
Oh.
but
So look, developers, all you need to do to get Meg on your side, be handsome and let her do an interview. Then she's on board.
no, but I mean, it was like the same kind of thing. I was into it, but like it furthered the story. Those people ended up. I wish they had been more involved in season 2, but they weren't. But
How do you know that this won't set up a story for season 3?
it has nothing to do with it. It's a girl from the show.
But what if it
comics
does?
show, whatever. But there's different universes.
But what if it does?
Shut up, Brian! I'm not playing it. I'm not playing this shit.
They're
just
going to a
give us
totally
what you
different
want.
universe?
Yes, they're going to like the TV show / comics universe, which
Wait,
this is.
well, those are
completely
two different
removed.
things. Like the TV show and the comics universe are completely
But they're
It's
unrelated.
the lady with
Characters-
the 2 zombies on the chains. I don't watch the show or read the
The
comic
two
books.
zombies on the chains, the
Michonne.
yeah, Michonne's husband
Yes.
and brother,
Michonne
or
is not a name.
father, something like that.
How dare you? That's offensive.
Michonne?
That's her name.
It really is.
What kind of name is Gus?
I've seen how it's spelled. I don't know how it's
It's a
pronounced.
very regal name. Tell that to King Gustav of Sweden.
Queen Michonne sounds pretty badass. Anyway, it's about her.
Maybe I misheard it. I hope nobody misspells it.
They've got the wrong trailer up. It's been Michonne.
Yeah, oops. Well, who made that mistake? Fucking stupid.
Friggin' Telltale.
Well, I mean, Glenn shows up, right, in The
Glenn
Walking
is in
Dead.
season 1, yes.
So,
And
I
then
mean,
he's
there's
like,
still already a crossover
Spoilers,
there.
he's like, bye, bitches.
I'm going to go live in the TV show
yeah,
now.
bye. I'm gonna take off.
There's already a crossover there. I mean, they could
Yeah, but
do-
that's it. Like, that was like the one, like,
Well, here you go. They're setting it up for another one.
no. I'm not playing this friggin' thing. I want season 3. I want Clem.
Yeah.
You want season 3 in one lump.
And they told us that we weren't getting season 3 until next year.
Well, they got a
Which
lot
could
going
be
on. They got
anytime
Hire
next
up.
year.
Get more people.
Well, that's
Hey.
what they did. You just said you didn't want that. You want them in a
No.
row.
No, we're saying
we
get
said
more
we-
employees
yeah.
so that you can finish a damn game in less than a whole year.
More than a year sometimes. There's
Yeah.
no way we're going to finish. What are we at? Are we going to finish Tales from the Borderlands in a year? Maybe. At this pace, I don't know. We
They're
might
rolling
not.
along pretty well, but
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. And also with Telltale, next year could be like December 2016.
Yeah. But you keep coming
could be.
back.
I hate it.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm waiting till the end now. I'm not.
Really?
They already got your money,
See, I
Gus.
won't. That's
They
the
don't
only
care.
one I won't do. I cannot. Somebody will spoil it, and I'll kill
It's
them.
a better experience if you do it all at once.
No,
really
that's how I
is,
did
yeah.
season 1, and I loved it.
I wonder, when's Wolf Among Us season 2 coming out?
Never.
Probably not.
They haven't even announced that.
Did you know that they're actually doing a Michonne series for Wolf Among Us? It's fine. It's a joke I made. It didn't go
I
well.
was
I'm
gonna say,
sorry.
I was
I
saying, is that
tried.
a joke? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm so.
Michonne, you didn't know it.
I don't know who Michonne is. I'm so confused.
So you read none of the comics and seen none of the TV show?
No.
I've
Okay.
seen her
Well, no,
in
I've
promos
seen-
for the TV show.
I've seen
Yeah.
most of season 1 of Walking Dead, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
But that
So
was
I
it.
don't think she shows.
I think she's in season
didn't watch-
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
In the
fell
comic, she shows
fell
up late.
asleep and fucking forgot about that TV show.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking stupid. I hate everything. That's just me. I'm sorry. It's not.
You're not sorry, though.
Not to,
Don't be
Not to
sorry.
diminish
Be
your. Is that her?
That's
Yeah,
her.
there she is.
Wait, show her with the zombies, like her sweet accessories.
That only. Well, I don't know how it went in the TV show, but those were only around for like a page.
Well,
in
that was the
comic.
thing. The silhouette, I believe, they showed of her at E3 was like her and her.
Yeah,
her posse.
she draws. Basically, she's been walking around using her zombified, I believe it's husband and brother or father, as kind of cover. So she keeps them on a leash and just walks around, and they kind of give her a camouflage.
They don't attack her.
I don't remember that well. There they are. There you go.
Oh.
She lopped off all the relevant pieces.
So they could gum her.
A little bit, yeah.
Did she pull out all their teeth?
No, I heard
Like the
that
top row?
They,
Probably did, yeah.
Oh, wow. I think someone said that she cut off their bottom jaw.
Oh yeah.
Right, but the top one can
She's
still get
tough.
you.
Yeah, she'll mess you up. She carries a sword, and as soon as she gets to civilization, she's like, "Oh, don't need these anymore." Chop.
Do you ever think that, like, when she was doing it, if it was her husband, she was, like, thinking about all the times he didn't take out the trash or something, like, while she was ripping off his bottom jaw?
She had to hold on to something, right? Like, this is what you get for not being good in bed. Rah!
You get a divorce. That's what you get. Somebody on Twitter said it does link to season 3. I am Googling to
there
see
you
if
go.
it's...
400 Days also linked to season 2, but I mean, it was very tenuous.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Although, are we going full spoils, Seas? Somewhat spoils. Bonnie is a fairly big part of season 2.
Yeah, that's true.
And you wouldn't have known about her. Although I guess you would have just met her in the story. And I think you could have not played 400 Days and been just fine with the story.
Fuck her, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Giving me that ugly ass jacket.
That's a cool
My
jacket.
cool jacket.
I fucking hated her. Great game.
Assuming you can get it all in one go.
Yeah, I'm not playing that episodic shit anymore.
They
I'm
already
done with
have
that.
your money, Gus. They don't care.
Yeah, but moving forward, they're not going to get the money till the end.
Ooh.
See how that works?
I'm still giving it to him, but
Once it's on sale at the very end, that's the time to do it.
you know that's not going to happen because you just screwed yourself with Unfinished Swan. You're going to get it right when it's like at its highest price.
We'll talk more about that at Game Club, but I got fucked when I bought and played Unfinished Swan. So I guess maybe not the most surprising news as long as we're talking about zombie stuff. The studio that was developing Dead Island 2 filed for insolvency.
Is that different than bankruptcy? Explain that to me.
I think that is a different term because they're in a different country. I think it's essentially bankruptcy. I think
We're out of money and product.
Yeah, they are out of money and have nothing to do. So they are. I think they were based in Germany. I'm trying to look that up right now. I can't see, but I do not believe that they are a U.S. based developer. So that sucks for them. I wonder if they were already having financial troubles and that's why the partnership ended, or if the partnership ended and then they were like, oh shit, well, like which came first? Basically,
I'm pretty sure we had to have seen that coming, right? Like, oh, that was our one game. Bye. I mean, I guess they could try very quickly to find a new IP, but
it was said that they were working on another project at the time called Dreadnought, but I guess maybe it's not.
Yeah, right
far
when
enough
they
along.
lost it, they were like, we're still good. And
Yeah.
then next week they're like,
don't worry, we'll be fine.
We can't even afford tissues. We shouldn't joke about it. I mean, it's a hot ball, but it's just terrible timing. I feel really bad for them.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like that was a very poorly received game.
It
Dead
was,
Island.
but I did not care for Dead Island personally. I thought that your weapons broke too easily, and there was a lot of screen tearing in the game. But this was a different developer than the first one, and I really liked the trailer they had at E3 last year. The guy who goes jogging and then like the world's like falling apart. There's a big attack. Then he's like a zombie at the end. And obviously that wasn't gameplay, but I thought it was really cool, and it made me excited about the game.
Job doing PR for the game. Like the Dead Island was also the one that had this trailer. It was all done in reverse, right?
Yeah.
With the little girl, and that was rough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the trailer looked so awesome, and then everybody got the game and was like, "Son of a bitch!"
There was
Did you bring enough for the class there? What you got, buddy?
Is
that
sandwiches?
Oh, it
sandwich?
crunched. That was some good.
Tuna?
Oh, gross!
Oh,
Stay
get
away
gross.
from
Yeah,
me.
get out of here.
No,
No.
Bernie's eating cat food right off camera.
Gross. I brought up an article about The Walking Dead Michonne, a Telltale Games miniseries. It doesn't say anything about it.
There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about it linking to The Walking Dead. Clem. If you spill tuna back there, I'd be so pissed off.
It's just a shadow.
Just wiping it on the side.
The tuna man cometh.
And it talks about what happened to her between the issues of 126 and 139, in case you've ever wondered.
Right, those.
I always wanted to know.
Whenever I read them, it was in book form. I don't even know what issues those were. That may have been after I stopped reading the comic. Well, see, that sounds like
it doesn't say anything about season
future
3.
time, so it may link to 3. I don't know where the 3 universe or season 3 of Walking Dead universe would be in relation to comic or TV.
So season 1, when we see Glenn, it's before he's met up with everyone else in the TV show. Yeah, right, because season 1 of the game starts with the outbreak. Because you're lead.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you start with the outbreak. So, and then season 2 is like 3 years later, maybe, because Clem's a little older.
She's older.
So this is maybe 3 years into the outbreak, I guess. And then who knows when season 3 is at that point.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen.
It could happen. There's your link. And it's only a mini-series. Come on. It's just a little
I'm
taste.
not playing it.
You'll play it.
Oh,
You'll
wait till it's
play
on
it.
sale.
I won't.
There'll be a
Tell me
sale.
if she pops up. If she pops up, I'll be like, God damn it, and I'll go back and play it. If she never pops up, I'll be like,
Are
"See,
you only
played
interested in
it."
Clem?
Yes.
But you liked 400 Days, and there's no Clem in 400 Days.
I'm only because it would like satisfied my hunger for Clem, which sounds real. It did not mean it like
Whoa.
that. Sounded really creepy.
Satisfied
I
my
just
hunger
want
for
to
clop.
protect her and continue her storyline.
Unless you can find an attractive enough developer, and then you're all on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then you're on
Okay.
board.
Hottie McHot from Telltale can come back.
So the Wii U finally passed 10 million units sold.
Okay, good for them.
Good for them.
Nobody
More-
has to off themselves.
More importantly, I thought Splatoon moved 1.6 million units, which I thought was really good, especially considering they only have 10 million.
It's about time
Units
they had
of
a good
hardware.
title.
Yeah, they had another. They had a Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Okay, I keep talking about how great that game is, and every single time Gavin shits on it. It's like nobody's ever heard of that stupid
It's
game.
the best game. I
It's
bought a
so
Wii
good.
U just for that game.
It is so good.
See, that's the thing, is I've only heard of it from you two, and that's
Well,
it.
play it.
Well, I don't have a
It's
Wii U.
so
I'm not one of the
good.
10 million.
It's
I'll bring it
Your
in.
exclusive club.
I'll bring it in. You can play it.
I could
Yeah.
probably just take the one from the office. We bought it, and it was like a day later that Nintendo dropped the whole don't stream our stuff hammer. So we've just had one that was literally serving as a TV remote. Because the Wii you could change inputs with the Wiimote, so we're using it to change inputs on our TV.
The Wii U in my den is from The Office. I didn't
had
take
two.
it. I didn't take it.
Yeah, Gavin
did.
took it, and
But,
that's why we bought the second
That's
one.
what I played Captain Toad on, so you could totally do it.
We bought the second one just
Totally?
because that one
Totally.
was gone.
It's a real treasure of a game.
No groaning.
Oh,
no
boo.
commentary. Oh, man, it's a good
Thank
one.
you. Oh, thank
Yeah. I was getting mad at the control room for a bit. So I'm happy about that. Splatoon was actually really fun. Captain Toad Treasure Track is really good.
Mario Party actually not as horrible as I thought it was going to be.
Really, I can't think of any other
Why do
Wii
you
U
think it was
games.
gonna be bad?
Because I hated Mario Party 8 was the last good Mario Party in my mind, which was it didn't have the weird star clusters that you could it's the most bullshit mechanic ever. From the beginning of time, Mario Party has been find star, buy star, or receive star. Star moves, everybody keeps going in that direction.
Right.
This is go along a predetermined track in a car with everybody else in the same car, then pass through clusters of stars, and you end this game with 39 stars. It's really dumb. But
So is it like a mini game when everybody goes through the star? Or?
no. Everybody, it's like you get, if it just happens to be a cluster of 6 stars, you get 6 stars when you go through that cluster.
Everyone does?
No, just the person whose turn it is.
Oh.
So you roll a dice and
that's
just hope
stupid.
you go through the cluster. It's really dumb. And the mini games only happen whenever you land on a mini game space.
Should
And
the
then
mini
are
games always happen?
No. So they could be you could go a full turn. You can go 5 people's turns, come back around and then hit a mini game space.
Do the mini games focus more on transferring stars
It's all-
from player to player?
No, it's all coins.
That does
You
sound
can,
awful.
like, it's terrible. It's
But you
terrible.
said it's not terrible.
They fixed it.
But this one is more fun because there's a Bowser mode where one person is Bowser, and that's kind of a cool mechanic.
Ripping off Evolve, sure.
And I guess it's just maybe the group I play with that we're all really hyper competitive and we all just screw each other anyway. But I miss the mechanic of Mario Party 8, and I wish they would go back to it, but it wasn't as useless as I thought it would be.
This isn't nearly as useless as I thought it would be.
Put that on the cover of the
yeah,
game.
it wasn't as useless as I thought it would
Just barely entertaining.
Also, please go back to the mechanics of every other Mario Party.
be. I don't know. I haven't played Mario Party in a long time, so I guess I missed all that.
So much fun.
The last one I probably played was like 5 or 6, maybe.
The GameCube or?
Yeah. Yeah. God.
I think we have like 2 or 3 more Mario Party Let's Plays filmed that we just had to eat because
Yeah.
of the change in policy.
Yeah. They happen.
What do you do with them? Nothing.
I will wait until Nintendo changes their
Achievement
mind
Hunter
again.
stretch goals.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, y'all.
If we get 10 million subscribers, we'll get our channel deleted by putting Nintendo content
We'll
on
let
it.
YouTube have the money or not YouTube. We'll let Nintendo have the money from those Let's Plays. There you go.
So speaking of giving money for video games, SGDQ is going on right now. It just kicked off on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Heck yeah.
I think Ray's out there.
Yeah.
I don't know
wouldn't
if he's-
surprise
He was
me.
at,
Yeah.
yeah, he was at AGDQ as well.
Yeah,
So
he loves that speedrunning stuff. Sadly, I have not. We're the last stages of planning RTX. I haven't had a chance to really sit down and watch anything
there's
yet.
been some good stuff.
Yeah.
There was a BioShock Infinite speedrun, which you'd think like, really? But they did this really cool. He was able to skip huge chunks of the game by doing this really cool thing where he would shoot rockets at his own feet and then like jump through a gate as he was dying, and then Elizabeth would resurrect him on the other side of a gate so he could get through like closed gates.
Weird.
It was really cool.
Huh.
It was
What
a
was
really
it?
cool
Well,
way
how
to do
long was it though? With you?
An hour and 40 minutes.
An hour and 40 for BioShock Infinite.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It was really cool.
Also-
There's always really good stuff. Tetris is always a good block that already went down.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see the highlights from that one.
Yeah, Mega Man was last night. Tonight there's an Earthbound speed run, which I'm really excited about.
I just wish it's just bad timing. I wish we weren't crunching on RTX right now because then that's something I would totally be watching all day.
The International is also, is it happening now or this weekend? It's soon. Whenever.
Next week.
Yeah, so people are actually Summer Games Done Quick wasn't the #1 stream last night because people are prepping for the International. So Dota 2 is kind of like what everyone's tuning into now. So I think it was kind of poor planning on their part for timing wise.
They might not. Yeah, they may have booked it and then not knowing the
Yeah.
international was going on at the same time. There's also Gamescom is coming up really soon. I
Next
think
week.
it's next weekend. And Blizzard announced that they're going to, they announced they're going to make an announcement.
Yeah.
They announced that they're going to announce the new World of Warcraft expansion there, which seems really fast because the most recent one, World's Draenor, just came out in November.
Yeah, it seems like I didn't. Is it going to be a yearly thing now? Are we getting to like a yearly cycle?
I think
kinda
when
thing?
they were doing, what was it? I don't know. I don't remember if it was Burning Crusade or not, but one of the early expansion packs, I know Blizzard had said they wanted to get to a cycle where they were doing 1 pack a year, and they just haven't been able to quite get there. I think if they announced one in August, November launch might be too ambitious, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 3 months.
I don't know. I
Because
mean,
usually they do open betas and everything else.
they're really getting in kind of, well, one, they've had a lot of these at this point, so they should fairly know how to do it, I would hope. And two, as this game gets older and further into it, kind of its twilight years, it's really got to keep adding new content, not to just hold on to the people it's got, but to attract people back to it.
Well, that's true. I'd love to see the stats on how many people come back because I know that I've come back specifically for expansions and then fallen off again. But usually they haven't started, I mean, they haven't announced it and they also haven't started any alphas or anything else. So they usually have like closed alpha and then a beta and then they do like test it thoroughly before they launch it. So I don't think it'll be launching anytime
No,
soon.
I don't think so. Or maybe next summer.
Yeah.
Is what I would expect.
Or maybe even early next year, but that would be pretty harsh for them.
They also,
No.
they also.
God damn.
Oh,
I like talking about it a lot. They also announced the Grand Tournament last week for Hearthstone.
You can't talk about old news. You
No,
better
no,
add
there is
something
new
new.
news. There is
okay?
new news for this. Hold on.
Do you just drink gin straight?
It tastes like Christmas trees.
Really?
Yeah, when you vomit it
It's
up,
juniper.
it tastes like Christmas
It's
trees.
juniper. Huh.
See, that's why it's got like juniper berries on the label. Yeah. Oh, that's a weird little portion.
Is that plastic or glass?
It's glass.
It's classy.
It's glassy.
We should start getting Ryan something to drink every time he shafts us.
It's not my fault he mentioned Hearthstone.
No, it's your fault that you're not drinking.
Yeah, well.
So there's been a little more clarity, by the way. Cheers. To Hearthstone. There's a little more clarity on the pricing for the Grand
It's empty.
Tournament. I don't know if I don't have the data right in front of me, but I saw that you'll be able to buy 50 packs for $50. And going off the top of my head, I think they said that the new expansion of the Grand Tournament is going to have 153 cards, which adds to the game's existing 670, 680. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but so I started wondering about this. It's like $50 for 50 packs. We're now, a couple of expansions in. For a free game, I think it is probably impossible for someone new to start the game and play at the free level now. When you compare the basic cards to all of the cards that have come out since launch, I think if you play a basic deck online, there's no way you can win. And I think that they're gonna have a real problem very soon unless they go back and add previous expansion cards into the basic set that people can unlock right away.
Is there like a newbie lobby or something where you can play against only people who have not had the expansions?
Oh, that's shitty.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I think that, and Blizzard's really smart about this. I'm sure that they've already thought this through and they already have a strategy for it. But I'm just really worried now. If, like, let's say if I were to take a break and not play for a while and then come back after an expansion, be like, oh, fuck, there's all this new shit I have to buy and then learn to even get caught up to the point where I could be competitive in this game again. So I think I'm really worried about long term what's going to happen.
I guess it's the same problem they've always had, though, right? Because, I mean, even with, like, World of Warcraft, then you introduce a mechanic where it's like, well, you can just pay a little extra and power level yourself up to 60 or whatever instantly. And then people get mad that you did that. It's
Right.
like, you didn't earn it.
Well, that's also slightly different, I think, because when you do that power level, you get there, but you didn't learn how to use all the skills to get there.
Right.
Like, that's an important part of, like, that time sink. People hate the grind, but it's like, you learn, oh, this skill is, you learn every situation. Like, this skill is for that, this skill is for that.
That's the thing, though, is that even people who have high-level characters who take a break will come back and be like, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
you're totally screwed. You have to go through and relearn everything. And when you're in that high-level character, you're not really thrown into situations where you can learn very fast. You just you're screwed. So a lot of people who take breaks and come back have no idea what they're doing with their character anymore.
Yeah, normally, like, that's definitely happened to me. I have characters that I played that I did progression rating for hours every week. Take a long break and come back and be like, I don't remember anything about this character. So I'd have to, like, look at my action bar, my menu bar, and then try to, like, what was I thinking? Why are these skills placed in this order?
Yeah.
Why is it? Why is some stuff here? Why is over here? So it's like almost like forensically trying to figure out what was my mindset at the time.
It's a crime scene.
Right.
Yeah, it is. Dust for Prince.
But I think also, when you talk about the comparison you made to World of Warcraft, it goes back to what we said, how the expansion cycle is so much longer there. It's not a yearly update. Whereas you look at the card game, the Goblins versus Gnomes just came out not that long ago. Now we're talking about the Grand Tournament. So it's definitely a lot more fast-paced. And even Naxxramas was less than a year ago at this point. So, I mean, that's going to be 3 major expansions in less than a year. So I think I'd be curious to see how many new players are entering the game and how many new players are actually even winning any games.
So what do you think would be a good way to address that? Like, have a booster packs that are available to free to
Just
players?
modify that basic set and put some of the newer cards that are not from the most recent update into that basic set. Basically, just catch everyone up.
Yeah.
Because without having to pay a ton of money, because if someone new starts, then they're going to want to buy every expansion. And I'm sure that's great. It's short term for them to make a lot of money, but long term, if you can't capture those people and continue to sell them stuff down the road, it may not work out as well.
Yeah, it's a higher barrier to entry if you have to buy a bunch of cards to even be competitive. That's not very fair.
Or just make a lobby where
Yeah,
people can
exactly.
play.
Like a new
Yeah.
category.
Yeah, but you
Just call it the loser bracket.
Yeah, so you got to
let
find a
all
way
the
to encourage
losers
those
hang
people
out together
to play with everyone else.
and send them some milk and cookies until they're ready to play with the big boys.
I like the way you think. So I thought there was interesting timing. The Xbox Live Games with Gold this month, you can get Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which I think is great timing because since the Phantom Pain comes out next month, which again goes back to a matter of timing.
It's great because
If you didn't buy it when it came out, you could have waited and it'd be free, and you'd still get it in time before the actual game.
I've never played any Metal Gear game that I can remember. So this will be when it's free. I'll definitely pick that up and try it out and see if I like it.
Shut up your phone. So you never played one?
I don't think I have. Yeah.
Are you interested in playing one, or are you only playing one because you feel like, what's the hoopla about? Are you interested in the storyline? How do you feel about it?
It's free.
It's free.
I'm gonna go play it because it's free. That's exactly how that works. Like, hey, that's free.
Is Journey still free?
Yes. No.
Now, Snake, he's just the one-eyed Sam Fisher, right?
Basically. No, they just released it on the PS4, so I don't think...
I thought it was like... Yeah, you're right. It just came out on PS4, but for some reason I thought it was... Maybe it was free a few months ago.
It was free a few months ago.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'd be curious to see what you think about it. I think Metal Gear... Have you played any of the Metal Gear games?
Mm-mm.
I think it's a very niche group of people who like that game and who like those kinds of games. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of those people. But I don't think that game has wide appeal.
I've watched a couple of them be played,
Yes.
but I cannot remember the names of them.
I've seen Metal Gear 2
Was it in
played.
a jungle, or was it...
You'll find out. This
Like-
is a CSI episode with Gus and I.
I know how it would, like, I believe I watched Metal Gear Solid 2 play. That's the one with Raiden, right?
Yes, that's
So
where he was introduced.
I've seen that one, or parts of that one. And I know about the, like, over-the-top nature of the game. Like
Oh, yeah.
how
I played
everything's-
Revengeance. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
did
okay.
play the beginning of Revengeance.
So I kind of know what to
There's
expect.
very over the top. The
Yeah.
cutscenes are so good.
People got
Everything's,
mad at
like,
us because
so-
we didn't like Revengeance. We talked shit about Revengeance the
No,
other
I got
week.
some tweets.
Somehow I
Although,
got
to be
blamed for
fair,
that,
they
too.
blend into all the other things people don't like me for. So
But I think they're really good games. They're really polished. There's just something about them that like scratches an itch that I have for gameplay. But yeah, you got me, Kojima.
You get you right there in the clop.
Yeah, they know how to clop me. So I'm really excited about the Phantom Pain, and I think that I'm probably gonna go back and replay Ground Zeroes. I already bought it when it came out, but I meant to talk about this last week on the patch. I saw that someone had pointed out that in the PlayStation there were some PlayStation exclusive levels for a while in Ground Zeroes. I forget what it was called, but those are now available on the other platforms as well. But if you had played it, which I didn't play because I played it on the Xbox One, there are a lot of allusions to Kojima leaving Konami in it.
Really?
are there actual illusions, or is it people like connecting dots now
No,
that they know?
It's like if you go through it's like a weird mission. Like I said, I have not played the mission because it was exclusive at the time. But one of the missions involves you going around and finding the names of all the Metal Gear Solid games that have ever been made in the level. And when you shine a flashlight on them, if they're not a Kojima game, it'll say like, oh, this one doesn't matter. I'm not looking for this one. Then if you find like a Kojima one, you can like burn it away with your flashlight, and it just like disappears into vapor. Yeah, and
I
then
don't feel like that's him leaving though.
and then it changes where it says it'll say like not a Kojima game, and not is in like NOT, like capital letters. It's really bizarre. There's a video, like a quick recap video you can watch of it.
I do want to say I'm all about learning about conspiracy theories. I'm all about like hidden notes and stuff like that. So I want to believe.
The truth is out there.
The truth is out there, and I want to believe.
I'm gonna see if
but
I can find the
Please
video
do.
real fast.
I would love to see.
Sneaky Kojima. What an odd place to bury that sort of information too. Like, and obviously he doesn't. I wouldn't think he would have that much direct control over it. Okay, he
I'm
went down.
gonna
He's
get
like,
fired real soon, guys.
yeah, let's have a meeting. We need to slip some subliminal stuff in there so that they're not shocked.
Blah, 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 blah.
Subliminal. We need to put some subliminal stuff in there so that they're not surprised when I depart. Okay.
Do you think he was already sleeping with someone's wife at that point? He was like, if I get caught, this is gonna be really
I think he was doing it
cool.
in the meeting, like he was on the table, going like, "This is why we need to do this. Do you see what I'm doing now? This is bad, right? This is going to get me in some dirt."
He's just bending somebody over the meat.
Do you think this is gonna get me in trouble?
Like, ooh, no, you good boss.
Remember when we had?
Don't do that.
Don't
Don't do that.
But remember when we had Patrick on to draw things for free play? That's what he should draw for the patch. Patrick, we need to draw. We need you to draw some porn for us. We need you to
Some
clop
Kojima clopping.
some Kojima clop.
I can't find it right now. We'll put it in the link dump.
Yes.
I emailed it out last week, but I can't find it right now. So yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm really curious, genuinely curious to hear what you have to say. Are you gonna play it now that it's free and it's out there? Do you have any interest at all?
No? All right.
It's not for everyone.
I just don't. I mean, maybe eventually. It's just I already feel like I have so many things that I want to do in gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Not at the top of my priority list.
It's pretty short, right? I mean, it's only.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you just want to like do a quick playthrough, yeah, you can finish the actual game in an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe.
Oh wow. Okay, that's really short.
But
Yeah, it's not like a full.
You like there's a lot of replay stuff if you want to go back and redo things, and I really like the universe, so that's a huge appeal to me.
If I don't know anything about the universe, will it be
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
like cool, or will I? Oh, look, there's a thing.
that's Metal Gear Alice.
Oh, it looks like nothing special. Not a Hideo Kojima game.
Burn.
And then, yep, the Metal Gear Solid 4.
That one disappeared too, huh? Interesting.
We're
Like his
watching it
name
for
was
those
coming
you in
off
the
of all
audio.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
If they
video's playing.
reprint them, will his name not be on any of the other ones?
I would. Oh, I don't know. That might be like a
Ooh.
previous existing contract or something. I don't know if
Right.
they can
Like,
change.
Also,
Take
they're
his
not going to
name
want to I mean, that's a fair amount of work to change something that exists in the game. I mean, you can do a patch, but those aren't
I think she
free.
means
no, I
like
mean like on
box
the
art.
cover. Yeah, like if they
okay.
reprint those games, will his name appear on the box art? I'm surprised that it doesn't appear on the box art for Phantom Pain.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
how is that not a contract that's in place?
I don't know.
It's their property.
Maybe he. Yeah, I don't know. I've read way too many conspiracy theories
Yeah,
about it.
you-
About like how he potentially gave up the name as like part of a like a reconciliation, like as part of a further deal to allow him to continue to create, keep his studio. Or
Wait, he gave up his own name?
he gave up his name on the cover.
Oh.
Like,
Like, he has no
Formerly
name
renounced
now.
the name Kojima.
Nanashi.
now I'm
Nothing.
Komija.
He's all about that stuff, though. He's
Yeah.
a doctor in Sweden now or whatever.
Is
He's,
really?
No, remember, like, he always has, like,
right,
guys
right,
that are
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I'm
when-
not a video game person.
during
And
the
actually is.
Phantom Pain
Yeah.
initial like announcement, Moby Dick Studios or whatever
Right.
it's called. That stuff was cool. So moving from one thing I really love to another thing I really love, Bethesda announced that it is physically impossible for them to make any more Fallout 4 Pip-Boy editions.
What, did they burn the mold?
They said that the factories that produce them just have no more capacity.
What does that mean?
There are the factories have moved on and are making other things,
Oh,
and there's
okay.
like no time.
There's no time for them
That's
to continue.
right. So they said that they ordered a ton of them. They said they didn't intentionally want to like restrict the number. So they said they thought they made more than enough.
Oh, they didn't want them to be limited edition
Right.
copy? I
Well,
thought they were, like, limited edition.
They didn't want them to be like super scarce.
Ah.
So they made a bunch. Then they said demand was overwhelming. So they went back to the factory, booked more time at the factories. That's why they had the second run. And then they said that they've subsequently gone back and the factories have said no, that there's literally
We
no
don't want
There's no
your
other,
money.
There's no other factories in the world either. No factories.
That's the one factory.
That was it.
And that factory doesn't like money.
No.
Well, they're already making money. They're making others, so they're making something else. So there will be. If you didn't get your Fallout 4 Pip-Boy edition, you are officially screwed. It is officially over.
eBay.
Without
There you go.
paying
You're
a
gonna,
ton
yeah,
of
you're
money.
gonna pay a bunch, but eBay.
Yeah.
Or if you happen to have a 3D printer, there's a good knockoff service coming up very soon.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And I'm sure it'll work just as well.
Whoops, sorry, microphone.
Yeah. So
I can't wait till it comes out. First of all, where's our counter?
oh yeah, do we have a counter? I didn't tell them to get it ready.
Bing!
They got the Gus graphic ready
did.
really fast earlier.
There might be a
Bing.
counter. Anyway, also,
They-
I can't wait till it comes out and you see the patch and we're all like up here with our giant fat arms.
Hold on, I'm controlling my games.
Hold on, I had to look for the story I saw earlier.
I didn't order one.
Bethesda also announced that they're releasing the Fallout anthology. They just announced that at QuakeCon.
Ah!
Oh my God!
Nice.
Next week will be under 100 days.
Yes, yes. And none of us will be here. I mean, we'll be here without you guys.
I'll
but
be here.
Yeah.
20 hours, is that right?
What? What? Huh?
Yeah. Does it come out in the middle of the night?
No, I don't think that's midnight.
Are we?
Well,
no, that's
it
not.
depends on
midnight.
what
I think
coast you're
that's
on,
a different
right?
time zone. So Bethesda also announced that they're doing the Fallout anthology.
Right.
They just announced that at QuakeCon. Oh, there it
Yes.
is. Man, y'all. are
It's a
fast.
really cool thing.
So it's got Fallout, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition, and Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition. I don't want to alarm anyone. I can't remember the last time Bethesda talked about New Vegas.
Yeah.
And they put it in there.
Yep.
Well, it got made, okay? They can't completely disavow it. It has to still exist. Wouldn't you be annoyed if you were like, I bought all of the Fallout series and there's a Fallout game that wasn't in it?
Mm-hmm.
Not a Hideo Kojima game. Okay.
It's true.
Not a Bethesda Game Studios game.
Maybe
or
we'll just
Interplay.
burn the
I
Fallout
guess
name
it
off
doesn't
of it and they'll
matter.
just call it New Vegas.
So it's going to be released September 29th, and it's $49.99. It's only $50, which I think is it's a great deal. I played Fallout and Fallout 2 when they came out, but I don't think I've played those games since like '99. I
Do you
think might
think
have
you
been the
can
last
go
time.
back?
God,
It's rough.
I probably remember nothing about them. But I bet it looks. What did you say? What was your shaky? Squishy.
Squishy.
I bet they look really squishy.
It's not, okay. I guess you can apply it in the situation, sort of. But yeah, no, I went back and tried to play Fallout 2. And yeah, it's rough. It's hard to look at now.
Do you think it's odd? I guess maybe they saved it for QuakeCon because QuakeCon, is internal to them now because it and Bethesda are. But
Clopping,
does
yes.
it seem weird that they didn't announce the anthology at E3 along with all the other Fallout announcements? Like,
Why take away even a little bit of buzz from what you already had that was a mic drop moment? Like, save something else for like your next convention. People still talked about it. It also came out when there wasn't a ton of other news coming out of QuakeCon. They kind of had their own spotlight. That's why people do stuff before E3.
they also announced they showed some Doom stuff, and I think the Doom alpha was playable at QuakeCon.
Yes, I think people were tweeting about playing Doom.
And we learned that Certain Affinity, who's a local Austin developer that we've worked with a lot, is doing work on the multiplayer for Doom. So I thought that was really cool. Those guys work on a lot of different titles. It's crazy, and I'm really excited to see what they have to do, what they have to add to the Doom multiplayer experience.
It'd be interesting to return to a Doom multiplayer because 3 didn't have it.
Oh yeah.
Has QuakeCon gone on? Like, was it interrupted? Were there years where QuakeCon didn't happen, or did it continue to happen? Because I feel like I remember hearing it still was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd love to see like pictures of QuakeCon like 2003 or 2008 or something.
It had a
versus
great ball pit. is what I hear.
QuakeCon versus this year.
Right, like during the dry years.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume that it must have continued. I think it
It's just like a LAN party.
I think it initially started like as a fan-run LAN party, and has grown to be a like an official event.
When did Quake 4 come out? That's been a long time.
Quake 4. That was on. Was that a launch title on the 360?
I don't know. I would have played it on the PC.
But I'm just trying to get the timing down. Fucking dickhead.
Well, it doesn't mean that was when it was launched. It was probably ported for the 360.
Quake 4.
Fourth title in the series of the Quake first-person shooter computer
It came
games.
out in
2011.
No, it came out in
No.
2005.
2005, like I said.
That makes a lot more sense. So then that it did launch right around the time on the 360 then, right? Because the 360 was November
It was
2005.
released
Yep.
on Steam in 2011.
So it came out
That's it, yeah.
October 2005 and then on the Xbox. So it came out pretty much the same time. So suck on that, Ryan.
You're right. When you're right, you're right.
I thought I remembered that because I remember that game was at fucking 0 hour where I didn't get my goddamn special achievement. I was there.
Were you,
No one
though?
cares.
Aww.
I'm just mad.
I mean, you don't have an achievement to prove it, so your word is a little suspect.
I did. Wait. So, okay. I think the only time I ever played Quake was at 0 hour. And I think I did get an achievement. So I think I have an Xbox 360 achievement the day before the Xbox 360 launched, which would prove I was there.
How amazing would it be if you're just playing one day and you see like dink and it just pops, just randomly that achievement pops.
I would flip my table. I'd be like
You're
that
like,
little ASCII thing. I'd be so happy.
Yeah. Someone please at Microsoft, like
Make
at
it
Xbox,
happen.
please make it happen.
I've talked
We
to
need this.
everyone I know.
Flip the
They're all
Gus
like,
switch.
oh yeah, we don't know how to do that.
Please, somebody's there with like a little checkbox. That's all they need.
I like the idea that there's actually somebody there that's just been all these years going,
You like snubbed them in a line for something, or talked about not liking Shenmue, and they love Shenmue, and they were like, "Fuck you," and they took away. So every time you talk about a game someone likes and you don't like, they like uncheck one of your achievements.
Yeah. Michonne. So some Michonne
There
fan.
you go.
Yep. I'm so surprised I remember that name. That not name. So we're almost out of time. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about that we didn't get to. The big ones are Twitch beginning to dump the Flash player in
Needed to
favor of an
happen.
HTML5, which is really cool. I think it's about time. I think everyone. So it's interesting to me to see how that technology shift happens. Flash was huge. Like all the cool websites used to be made in Flash, and it was super envious. I mean, even like Homestar Runner, had a huge web series. They're back. Has a huge web series that was all in Flash cartoons, and then like iOS devices started coming out, and I feel like everyone criticized them, saying that they were stupid and they would never work because they didn't have Flash. And now we've come full circle where everyone's just dumping it at all, and nobody wants to use it anymore. because of security risks and inefficiencies.
Oh, speaking of Twitch, there's no Twitch on PS3 app, and that's bullshit.
There isn't?
No.
Huh.
How lame is that? I was
Lame.
sick yesterday,
Super
and I was
lame.
like, I want to watch Summer Games Done Quick, and I have a PS3 in my room, and no PS3, and I was Googling, and people were like,
it wouldn't work through the web browser on the PS3?
I don't know. I didn't even try that. But there's no app for Twitch, and that's bullshit.
All right. Well, it's about time to wrap up. For some reason, our hourglass isn't empty. I've been trying to delay a little bit.
I think because we started late, actually. Also, Nintendo NX games announced.
Oh, yeah. It was it the Dragon's Quest games?
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 11 and 12? Something? Yeah. Who cares?
Don't worry, we'll get there. I'm shaking it out.
All right.
I do think we started a little bit late. So.
Did we? Oh, all right.
worry.
Well, we're at time. So thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for Game Club. We're going to talk about The Unfinished Swan.
Bye.
Bye.